Tonight. Here we go again with GM. Fritz is out. Fritz Henderson is out, and GM Chairman Ed Whitaker is taking over the job temporarily. Whitaker says the search for a replacement begins immediately, but with General Motors under the government's control and pay limits in place, will taxpayers be in for a very long and bumpy ride? Republican Congressman McCotter of Michigan joins us right now. Congressman, good to have you back.
Thanks, Neil. Thanks for having me.
Allay me of my black helicopter fears, Congressman, that someone in Washington didn't orchestrate this.
Well, I don't think we know quite what happened, Neil. I think that you, like the people in my district, the people of Detroit and General Motors, found this to be a stunning development. It adds another instance of tumultuous uncertainty to an already painful restructuring process. And questions such as, what was the motivation? Does this signal a new direction for GM for intensified restructuring? As you know, there was an announcement with Mr. Henderson that the repayment of $6.7 billion in loans was going to commence. Does this mean that that's going to go more quickly and that the cuts will come more deeply? We just simply don't know at the present time.
But, you know, you're a pretty big, important dude in the area. Did anyone tip you off and say, Congressman, there are going to be some big changes coming?
Well, I appreciate your minority opinion as to my stature, no, I think we were all very stunned by this, and even the guys back home, the reporters on the beat that cover GM daily are shocked and stunned by this development. The resignation itself was unexpected, but the absence of particulars as to why, I think, is what's really disconcerting. Because as you know, again, Neil, the people who are going through the restructuring, the workers and their families at GM, this is just another unexpected development, and because of the absence of reasons for the resignation that they can understand and apply to their own circumstances, it causes them to be highly anxious as to what the future holds.
I'd be highly anxious, Congressman, because the last big car guy has left the car company. Taking nothing away from Ed Whitaker, he's an AT&T guy, so he might know something about long-distance plans, but he doesn't know much about cars, and everyone is kind of pulling strings in Washington, not you, I'm saying, but in the White House and elsewhere. Outside of maybe driving in the back of a car, they don't know much about, what's under the hood or being near the front of it. So I'm just worried who's running the asylum here.
Well, that is a concern. Obviously, there is some concern about the way the companies were run in the past, but that does not necessarily mean that there should be a wholesale purging of people who have familiarity with the auto industry and have talent and have vision that can be applied simply because they were a part of that at the time. Again, we heard, as you pointed out, the word remarkable was applied to the way Mr. Henderson helped steer the company through this very difficult time. Now again, when you do hear words like remarkable, you start to feel like a Lions coach with a full vote of confidence from the upper office.
Congressman, I love having you on. Thank you very, very much. Good seeing you again.
Thanks, Neil.
Congressman McCotter.